Let me say something most financial channels will never say. Your income isn't the problem. Your job isn't the problem. The economy isn't the problem. The problem is what's happening inside your mind before you ever touch a dollar. Most men spend their entire lives chasing wealth and never understanding why it keeps slipping through their fingers. They make more money. They spend more money. The cycle never breaks. This isn't a video about budgeting. It's not about stocks or crypto or side hustles. This is about the thing underneath all of it. The psychology that either builds wealth quietly or destroys it loudly. Pay attention. Here's what the data actually shows. Studies on wealth accumulation consistently find that income is one of the weakest predictors of net worth, meaning earning more doesn't make you wealthy. Behavior does. You've seen it. The man making 6 figures living paycheck to paycheck. The man making $40,000 a year with money in the bank and a plan. The difference isn't the number. It's the mind behind the number. Psychologists call this delayed gratification, the ability to resist what feels good now for what's better later. And it turns out this single trait predicts financial outcomes more accurately than almost anything else. Most men have never trained this muscle, not because they're weak, but because everything around them is designed to keep it undeveloped. Every notification, every sale, every upgrade, every comparison to what someone else has. The system is built to keep you spending. And most men never realize they're playing a game they were never meant to win. The men who quietly build wealth figured something out early. Wealth is not a financial decision. It's an identity decision, and that changes everything. There are 2 types of men in this world. The man who looks wealthy, and the man who is wealthy. They are rarely the same man. The man who looks wealthy drives the car, wears the watch, posts the lifestyle. His money goes out as fast as it comes in, because image is expensive, and image is never satisfied. The man who is wealthy drives something reliable, lives below what he earns, moves quietly, and compounds. The Stoics had a word for this: apatheia, detachment from the need for external validation, the freedom that comes when you stop performing for an audience that isn't even watching. Ask yourself honestly, how much of what you spend is for you, and how much is for them? That question alone can save you thousands a year. The scattered man spends his money the same way he spends his time, reactively. Something comes up, he responds. Something looks good, he buys it. The week passes, he wonders where it all went. The man who builds wealth treats his finances the way he treats his priorities, with intention, before the chaos of the day begins. 1 hour a week, that's it. No phone, no distractions, just you and your numbers. Where is the money going? Where should it be going? What is the gap? Most men have never sat in silence with their own finances for 60 uninterrupted minutes. They avoid it because the truth makes them uncomfortable. But discomfort is the price of clarity, and clarity is the beginning of control. 1 hour a week, non-negotiable. This is the deepest level and the one most men never reach. Motivation to save money fades. Budgets get broken, plans collapse, but identity holds. The question isn't how do I make more money? The question is, what kind of man am I becoming? And does that man build wealth naturally? A man who values discipline over impulse spends differently. A man who thinks in decades instead of weekends invests differently. A man with a mission, something bigger than himself, prioritizes differently. This is where faith enters the conversation. The Catholic tradition has always understood something about wealth that secular culture misses entirely. Wealth is not an end. It is a tool, a resource entrusted to you, to be built wisely, stewarded faithfully, and used for something that outlasts you. When you see money as a responsibility rather than a reward, your relationship with it changes completely. You stop chasing it. You start building it. You stop asking, what can I buy? You start asking, what am I building? And what does that require of me? That shift in identity, from consumer to builder, from earner to steward, is the foundation that every lasting wealth story is built on. Decide who you are. Then let your finances reflect that man. Most men will never build wealth. Not because they don't earn enough. Not because the system is rigged. Not because they didn't get the right advice. Because they never dealt with what's happening inside. The performance, the reaction, the identity that spends before it thinks. Stop performing.